Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. We've got a matchup where time of possession will be a focus. The Cardinals are top 10 in rushing yards, and they're going up against a Bears team that will need to keep the running game in check.
We find ourselves at the home of the world's first retractable natural grass field as you get a look inside University of Phoenix Stadium in Glendale. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired, ready to do battle between the Chicago Bears and the Arizona Cardinals. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point you've got to win at the point of attack, and on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
And on 2nd and 10 now. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. He'll look to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
But when you're going up against a talented receiver like that, you just know that they're going to bring more people to him, right? They're going to double cover him every chance they get.
I think that is what we're going to see all game long. An early taste of that double, maybe even sometimes triple coverage we might see.
Yeah, I think what they're counting on, his talent to sometimes beat that double coverage.
This is taken at the 23. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Chicago.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strike ability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. That's fielded in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Yeah, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
2nd down and just 1.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense. Here we go!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed, and he's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
They go play action here on first down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Our first carry now for Jordan Howard. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. They run play action for Howard. Now Trubisky eluding the pressure right. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
On third down, Trubisky. Now Trubisky lost the football. And this is recovered by the Cardinals. He let one slip away last week as well, so now 2 fumbles lost in as many weeks.
Well, we were out at practice, and we watched him work. And what did his quarterback coach talk about all week?
Being a 2-hand monster.
And we looked at each other. 2-hand. Oh, I get it. 2-hand monster. Both hands on the football, taking care of it, putting it away so the ball doesn't get dropped.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Green 39! Green 39!
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to be run over. Hit hard as he'll be marked down. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. And the D looking like they may blitz. He'll drop to throw. Dancing to his left. Shedding the tackle. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards. A lot of attention paid this week in practice to red zone offense. The coach was optimistic about how it went. We'll see. Back to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And he returns it here to his own 18-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
They'll begin the drive with Howard, and that's a big collision. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Room here to run. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. And give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Now Trubisky to throw. Buying time to his left. Throwing left side, it's complete. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis back with you as it's Bears football here to begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he might have got this across midfield, not by much. They'll mark it down at the 49. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
On 2nd down, here's Trubisky, escaping the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Myles Garrett, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Let's see what they draw up here. 3rd and long following the sack of Trubisky. Throwing here, Trubisky. Forced out to his left. Now he'll throw deep into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 21. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line.
Well, surprise, surprise, partner. No, we know it's not a surprise. When you try to complete a pass against this Cardinals defense, there's a reason that they are known as the no-fly zone.
Going to give this time to the tailback. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Now let's go. 3-19. Detroit. All right, now look at 56. Look at 56.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. They'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's brought down. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Well, at least he was able to break that initial contact, or it could have been a loss.
Yeah, give credit to the defensive player, though. What did he do? Made him slow down, slow up his feet, and allowed the rest of the guys to get there to finish him off.
Set. Green 39.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll go down at the 28. It's a gain of 7, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
How about that shuffle pass? Or if you want to call it the shovel pass, that's fine too. That's one of those plays that you take a little bit of risk there because you're trying to throw the ball into the middle of the field where a lot of big bodies lurk, and they can knock it away, pick it off, but they were able to execute it successfully on that play.
He'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. Pushing through the contact. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Now Chandler Catanzaro for the Cardinal field goal. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Now after the made field goal, Catanzaro to boot this one away on the kickoff. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. And down he'll go at the 25. The first down screen pass, good for 5.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
All right, work with me, partner. This is a classic understatement. Their execution has been very poor. Last 3 drives, 2 interceptions and a fumble. Winning football?
Here we go now.
We're not seeing it right now.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's King. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
Here we go. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Watch it, here we go. Blue, 90. Over back 99, Philly. Here we go.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third.
Well, one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard.
Green, 30. Detroit.
They'll set up a throw. And he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's 4th down.
I know that interception was dropped, and it would have been their 3rd of the game, and I will guarantee you, in the huddle, on the bench, all the defensive guys have been talking about is, we've got this guy right where we want him. Who's going to get the next one? It almost becomes a challenge, and they've missed a golden opportunity.
And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
Room to run inside the 40. Going right side here, and that's complete. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Looking to throw, Trubisky on first down. Now he's flushed out right. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Now Trubisky to throw on second. Dumps that off to his running back, Jordan Howard. And he gets it down to the 32. 4 yards on the pickup, and that's going to bring up a third down.
Brandon, more and more offenses are going to the philosophy of using every inch of the field to try and spread things out. And
for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick, and his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And not much there at all, as he'll get this only up to about the 11. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we send you on to Orlando, we hook back up with Larry Ridley. He's got our EA Sports halftime report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. This is Howard on 2nd down. He knocks him back. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. A big play on the ground there. It goes for 36 yards. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Now it's Trubisky. Flushed out right. And his throw here's incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
2nd down here after the incomplete pass. Shift together here from the D-line. They'll run it now out of the gun. Always got some breathing room. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Jordan Howard, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bears will extend their lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the second half. They're down in this game, a chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use, just something to get you off to a quick start.
A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. So the D-line's going to spread out. They'll run it now out of the gun. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop it behind the line. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Call it an 8-yard pickup, and it'll be 3rd down.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Being chased out left. Wide open receiver complete. And he's taken down, but not before. Gets this into enemy territory across the 40. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
Well, you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off at the 15. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
They go with Howard to begin the drive. Oh, bowls right over him. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. Trubisky will throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. Trubisky with the give to Howard. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The Bears on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Trubisky. Flush to his right. He may try and run for this. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And this will pin him back deep. That's going to kick out of bounds right at about the 7-yard line. And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
And they're going to get this one all the way up to the 35-yard line. A very solid gain of 27. They'll look to throw now on first down. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this third quarter of play. Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. They'll set up to throw. Dancing to his left. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. So he rolls out of the pocket left, just ends up finding a safety valve, but no gain there.
No gain, but it looked like they were well coached on the play because he still went through his progressions, and the receivers know that when the quarterback exits the pocket, they have defined routes to run now to get into his sight lines and try and help him out. End up throwing it short to the running back. Give the defense credit for not giving up any yardage.
They're going to look to throw, eluding the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. Gain of 9 that time on the scramble, 1 yard shy of the marker, and it brings up fourth.
And defensively, they had an extra defensive back on the field, their nickel package, and it made a difference. All the receivers were blanketed, so he tried to run for it, but he came up just a bit short.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out.
Now let's go.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Buying time to his left. Airing it out for Hearns. And that is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The
leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. They go play action. Trubisky escaping the pressure right. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. A gritty play there. Put his nose down and got his guys a first.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Now Trubisky. And this is what here? Incomplete, they say. It looked like it was intercepted, but he apparently did not get the 2 feet down in bounds. Play action. Now Trubisky. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. He didn't get rid of the football there, took the sack, although that's easier said than done. He can't just chuck the thing sideways into the seats.
No, he really can't because you're not afforded total protection as a quarterback. You have to get outside of the tackle boxes as defined by the NFL, meaning wherever your tackles operate normally, get outside of that, and the ball that you throw has to get back to at least the line of scrimmage. Otherwise, you're facing intentional grounding call.
A solid run of 11 there as he tucked it and ran, but he's still short of the marker at its fourth.
And they had an extra defensive back on the field on that play, and the coverage was excellent. He tried to pull it down and run for it, but they rallied to him and kept him short of a first down.
And this one is right down the middle. And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. So they settle for just the 3 there, but clearly anything helps when you're trying to salt one away here in the fourth.
Without a doubt, I think a touchdown would have been the final nail. But 3 does give him some breathing room and lets him build up a little cushion.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily The coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Back to throw here. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. A gain of 6 there on 1st. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12.
No, check. Patriot.
He'll look to throw. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19. Gone. Over. Watch it now, Barney.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. And they'll start this drive with very good field position.
Here we go.
On 1st down, they run with Howard. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's one of the few times they've been able to contain him. He's had a heck of a game, and maybe he's getting a little bit tired from how many times he's carried the ball. But I always think back to what all those old coaches say. The ball's not that heavy. Keep carrying it, kid.
He'll buy some time right. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Able to get there and pick it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Back to throw now on 1st down. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down.
Here we go. 3-19.
Looking to throw. Forced out to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Dante Fowler in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. The Cardinals on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. They'll look to throw here. And he's got it to Hearns. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender...
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. He went backwards there 8 yards, and it brings up 3rd down. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Let's go. All right, now, look at 56.
Now back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. Defensively, there's still 3 timeouts. Do you even need to use them at this point?
I think a lot of coaches do it anyway, and it seems like cosmetics to us.
Does it just send a message you're not quitting?
Send a message.
And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
Now the final act of this victory, the extra point. It's up and good, and they add 1 more to what will wind up a fairly lopsided victory. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take...